Hey, what's up, guys? Back at it today with Hip Hop Fundamentals, Hip Hop 101, Breaking 101. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into the warm up. Let me know if you guys have any questions. It's gonna be some movements that we've practiced before, and then we're gonna get right into some floor work. So let's go ahead and get started.
DJ Flag.
Alright, starting up, we're going with some squats. So coming onto the toes,
TV mixtape.
10 reps. Nice and slow. 1, 2, 10 reps total. Staying on the toes. Nice and slow. 4, 5, last one. That's 10. Alright, next up, we're going from crisscross down. 10 reps. So you're crossed around. Just like that. My feet don't change position. Back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 more, 8, 2 more, 9, last one, 10. Alright, other side, shake it out, shake it out. Going down 10 times. Oops, that's the same side. There we go. Wait, I'm going the wrong way. There we go. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's okay if you use your hands as you come down to stabilize. 8, 9. Last one. 10. Alright. Take it out, take it out. We're going to repeat that for one more set of 10. Really get the blood flowing. All 3 same exercises. Feel free to go at your own pace, but of course we're going to get right back into it just like we do each time with the warm-ups. Another set of 10. Let's go ahead. Toe squat. 1, 8,
Alright.
There we go. That's the lower extremity, the leg warm up. Let's go ahead and get into our wrist warm up. So, moving into how we can get our arms warm. Same 3 exercises that we did last week. We're going to go ahead and make sure our pointer fingers are parallel with one another. Spread the fingers wide, and up we go. 1 rep. Can everyone see that? Let me just angle this down a little bit. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Then right into it, we're going on to the opposite side of the wrists. And we're going to do 10 little push-ups from here. Knees closer to your wrists is easier. Knees further away is harder. 1, 2, 3. Come all the way up with each rep. 4. All the way up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. 10. Good. And now we're coming back onto the hands. We're doing the third exercise, very close to the first, but slightly different. Pointer fingers are parallel. Instead of just coming up into a bridge with the hand, you see that? That's a bridge. We're going to actually tent it. So that's all the fingers coming up. 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's all 3 exercises. We're going to repeat them one more time through. So first we're doing the bridge ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Last time we're going to do finger push-ups, 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. At this point, you should feel a good little bit of warmth coming into your wrists. Wrist care is one of my favorite things to always warm up with, because when it comes to a breaking practice, the 2 things that often go first are going to be your wrists or the knees. And that's why we're really holding in on thorough dynamic knee warm-ups and thorough wrist warm-ups as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead. We're going to review a little bit of what we did last week, get some good drilling in for those concepts. And then I actually also want to re-enter a little bit of top rock today. And we're going to just try and tune into how can, when I'm up top, come down low. So let's go ahead and discuss that. So the first one we're going to be reviewing is going to be the in-outs. So hand comes down to the side, and we're just going to go ahead and bring the legs out to the other side. As so. So out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Just as so. For this move, I like my whole palm on the ground. It's just so much weight that I can't handle a bridge or fingertips. So when I'm coming into this move, I bring my whole palm to the ground. We're going to do 30 seconds. I'm going to turn on a timer. We'll do 2 sets and then move into the next move. So a lot of these moves are review, and the reason why they're review is when I first started breaking, I wanted to learn all the moves, but as you become advanced in any practice, you know, the foundation is just so nice to keep entering. Wax on, wax off, right? So we're just constantly drilling in this class. I'm more interested in seeing us maybe learn 5, 6, 7, 8 moves really, really well over the course of a month than try to constantly break into new moves. So if you're more experienced and you know these moves, still totally worth spending time in it. And you can always, you know, add in flavor to really spice things up. So we're going for first set of 30 seconds. Starting this off, let me get some music on for us. All right, 30 seconds. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Hit, 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 going at whatever speed is comfortable for you. And that's 30 seconds. Good. So hopefully, if you've been here since the first class or joined in a little later, you're starting to feel some level of comfort with these moves. They're starting to feel like they're happening without as much thought into it. And that's the goal of drilling. So drilling twice a week is a great way to see progress like we're doing right now. Obviously, more is better. So to a certain extent, definitely give your body time to adapt to such a dynamic level of movement. So I would say no more if you're starting off, no more than 4 times a week. And of course, if you're experienced, you can go all the way up to breaking every day. However, that's still with restrictions on what days you want to work on power and stuff like that. So we're gonna go ahead and go into the second set for another round of 30 seconds. All right, ready? Let's go ahead. 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so last week I showed some variations of the move, and I want to continue and show a couple ways that you can make this move a little more fun. So with the in-out, I'll show 2 variations today. The simple one is instead of 2 legs out, you bring 1 leg out. Boom. 1 leg, 1 leg, 1 leg, just like that. And that's another way that you can add in some flavor so that you're not too much in the same pattern, right? So I bring the hand out, 1 leg out. So you can go 2 legs out, 2 legs out, 1 leg out, 1 leg out, right? Sometimes just throw in 1 leg just so that it feels a little fresher. The second variation is going to be 1 leg at a time out. This one's a little trickier because you're going to have to hit the half beat. So instead of 1, 2, you're going to have to go and 1 and 2. So and 1 and 2. Same way that you go out is the same way you go in. What I like to do is if I'm going to the left, I do left foot out first. So I go boom, boom, hit, hit. And now that I'm going to go over to this side, I bring this leg The one that's on the same side out first. Boom, hit, hit. So, I challenge you to try one of these variations either the whole time through in this next 30-second count or at some point switching into it and in and out. Bonus points, well, if it's your first time, bonus points if you can stick the whole 30 seconds in a variation. If you're more comfortable after you've done this, the variations by themselves for some time, then try to see if you can switch in between. Okay? So let's go ahead. We're going to try 30 seconds. Alright. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, hit. Nice. So, if you were watching me, there was points that I went double speed. Don't worry about the tempo I'm going. Find your own tempo that lets you maintain the integrity of your move, right? So, what my teacher told me is you have to earn speed, right? And at this point, honestly, I also should be really spending time honing in on staying slow. So staying slow is very, very much recommended just because it's going to let you get the details you want instead of looking like super sloppy in your floor work. So, next move we're going to review is the 3-step. Let's go ahead, we're going to go right into that. And then we're going to do the CC again right after 3-step, and I'll show a variation of it. That makes it a little more fun to do. So, the 3-step, let's go through it without any music. So, I have one leg out, whichever one you choose, and that hand is going to be down. So this is step 0. This is the foundation. We haven't started the counting. So 0, ready? So what I'm going to do is switch the legs. That's 1. So let's try that again. So my legs are here. I put weight into this hand. Notice that my hand is very close to my hip. I like the bridge position here. So I'm bridging the hand. And it's very close to my hip. I don't want your hand out here. You're going to fall over. So you should be close to your hip. And from here, we're going to go ahead and do the switch. Step 1. From here, step 2 is both hands come to the opposite side. Just like that. And I'm going to kick my legs so that they're facing, quote unquote, east. Right? So if I'm facing north, I'm going to kick them now so that they're facing east. So coming into a crouched push-up. Boom. As so. That's step 2. Then step 3 is right foot is going to kick out back to that beginning position, but I'm going to be facing south. So right foot, this guy for me, is kicking through, boom, and I'm facing south, right? So let's come back in that push-up position. The leg has to go through in order for it to be able to be kicked out, right? So if you saw it from a diagonal view, maybe that'll help. We're kicking this leg through, and I jump right back into position 1. So let's start over. It's called 3-step because there's 3 steps. So step 1. Ready? This is just us beginning. We have one leg out. We're going, pick the same leg for now. Let's just keep drilling the same side, and then we'll do the counterclockwise version. So from here, 1 is the switch. So that's step 1. Step 2, both hands to opposite side, kick out. Step 3 is kick this leg through. Boom. That's step 3. Now we're going to go back to step 1, right? So you're going to do the leg switch, Both hands to opposite side. Come into that crouch push-up position. And step 3. Here we are. So a common mistake that people do is in their crouch push-up, they let their legs get really straight. So they're like this. And you'll never be able to kick that leg through to get to step 3 because you just have way too much distance. So you want to shorten that distance, and that'll let you feel a little more loose with it. So if people are having questions, please just throw them in the chat. That's what I'm here for. So with that being said, we're set up the same way for 3 steps. So this time we're going to go a little more fluidly, and then I'm just throwing on the music. So right leg is out, or whichever leg you chose, right? Hand is on the same side of that leg. We switch. Hands come to the opposite side. Boom. Hands come to that first side. Switch. Hands come, now you're going to one more time switch. Step 1. Step 2. Step 3. Step 1. Step 2. Step 3. Good. If this feels like we're going too fast, let me know. Otherwise, we're now going to get into some drilling. So we're going to try that move, 30 seconds. Yeah, go as slow or as fast as you'd like. Ready? 5, 6, 5, 6, 7,
3G's, motherfuckers, I'm a son of a gun. Black mass serve any trade under the sun. Talk sharp like a razor blade under the tongue. Clear my path and come get your captain hung. Try to breathe like black, a collapse your lung. Young chump, you can choke off the web I spun. I done cleared them out from the cut I brought. You done heard about what set I'm from. My nigga, word of mouth, no rule of thumb. Y'all better bow down when the rule to come.
Alright. So, 30 seconds. No joke, no joke. So that's 30 seconds of the 3-step. We're going to do one more round, same direction. If you're feeling more comfortable with it, what you can do as a variation, and there is no need to add this in if you're still new to it, is you can add in a crisscross when you're in the push-up position. So I'm here, and I can go crisscross. So I can go 1, 2, 3, crisscross. 1, 2, 3, crisscross. And that just adds in another layer of flavor that you can add in as a variation. Otherwise, if that feels like that's just going to confuse you, that's okay. Just stick with the basic. Whew. We're going to give ourselves another 20 seconds. Recuperate.
I'll be in the lab, dude. My respect, dude. I should get a tattoo with a test, dude. Monkey, that's a bad boy.
Right.
That's my nephew. Funky in the bathroom. That's the restroom. Wavered in the back room with the guest hoes. I'll be on the app, no. Make chest smoke. Don't be getting fretful. Sounds like a forgetful. Pepper for the fresh food. With another fresh food.
Alright, you ready? We're going to go ahead and hit another 30 seconds.
Going in, passing over each and every 4 wake up. It's all the Folgers. I don't want to
5,
hear how
6,
work gets me to
5,
hold
6, 7, 8.
on the fear. Then I soul search, I be like a gopher. Figured I should go first. Reason why I don't curse. Reason why I'm sober. Reason I'm for younger. Even though I'm older. Open your eyes and keep on me. Shotgun for the leg roll. Middle of my fortune. Cookies in the bedroom. Pepper cat that's always jumping in the rec room. Paparazzi boys saying rapping in they red room. As soon as I check one before I even check two. You ain't gotta say it once. Everybody guess who. I be playing shacks up. Even when the rest do. Ain't nobody next up. Ain't nobody next to. Moment that I People see the homeboy, then they be like, oh snap, then they be like, oh boy, shout to Jeppin. People see the homeboy, then they be like, oh snap, then they be like, oh boy, shout to Jeppin.
Good. So go ahead, we're going to get some water. Get a little bit of water, and we're going to do the 3-step 2 times the opposite way. And then from there, moving into CCs. Okay, so go ahead and get some water. I'm going to get some as well. Alright. So let's just discuss the 3-step in the opposite direction. So the way that it's set up is now just my opposite foot is out and my opposite hand is down, right? It's still going to be the same 1, 2, 3 step. If you were going clockwise, now it's counterclockwise. This could get really tricky just because of the whole like switching it around. So take time with it, right? So I'm here. We're going to go ahead and switch the legs. 1, as so. Both hands come to opposite side. I kick the legs back. 2. Then I come and I kick the leg through. 3. Just like that. Okay, let's start that over one more time. Left leg is forward. We're going to switch. 1. Both hands to the opposite side. 2. Left foot coming out. 3. Or whichever foot it is for you, right? I keep saying left and right, but I know that the image is flipped, and so everyone's left and rights are kind of a little different. So, let's go ahead. We're going to try that. 30 seconds. I'm going to keep the music going, and yeah, let me know how it feels. So let's go ahead and get started. Take it out. 5, 6, 7, 8. And done. All right. That is 30 seconds. All right, go ahead. Breathe with it. Take a little chill pill. Capture the breath because we're going to do one more set of that. Whew. Yeah, breaking is fun because it's like a sprint. Even though it's just 30 seconds, the intensity of 30 seconds can really get your heart rate going. We have about 20 more seconds left on the clock for our break. Whew. All right, and coming near the end of this break, let's go ahead. We're going to come right back into it for another 30-second round. Left leg is out, right? Or whichever leg it is, and then that same hand is down. So we're going to start with 30 seconds. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, hit. And 30. All right. Fantastic. So, take a break, breathe it out. Next, I'm going to be showing CCs like we did last time, but I want to show a variation of it. So, you can watch this time around. So, I'm set up for my CC, just like I normally set up for most foundation, and breaking one leg's going to be out. So, I'm going to have that leg out, and normally what we do is we go halfway around and then come back, right? And then we switch. And then we go halfway around and come back. And then we switch. So what I'm going to show is when you flip the CC. So what you do is you go all the way around. You don't go halfway around. And this might require a little bit of room, so I'm going to back up so that you can get my body in here. So I'll show that. But actually, before I show it, let's go ahead and do one 30-second round of CCs just as a review in case there's new people here. And also, it's really worth our time reviewing because I've only shown it like twice before. So let's go ahead and set it up for 30 seconds. One leg is out, and we're gonna flip it over, okay? So both hands come over, that's one. And then switch again. And then both hands over, one. Switch again. Both hands over, one. Switch again. Both hands over, one. Good. 15 more seconds. I forgot to start the timer this time, but that's okay. Getting some reps in. Boom. Getting some reps in. 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was, I think, a really slow way to tell time, but that's okay. Regardless, we got our 30 seconds in. So, how do we continuously do the full roll in the CC? So, I'm setting myself up, and we have one leg out. So, if you're new to CCs, I'm going to show this, but feel free to practice just the half. Just what we were practicing before, that's the half. If you've been here and you're feeling a little comfortable, I'll show this, and I'm going to show this one often because it just goes into so many moves. We're going to let this heel be glued to my butt, right? It does not move. Do you see this? It's glued, 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 glued. And I'm actually just going to finish the circle. Boom. And I end up right in the same spot. So, let's go ahead and try that together. So, I think the best way we're going to drill this one is instead of putting 30 seconds on the clock, let's just constantly reset and set up again, because you might not have enough room to do continuous spin overs. So how that is going to look is one leg is out, the hand is on the same side that the leg is out, both hands come over, and you go all the way over. And then you're just going to reset, and you're going to do it again. Okay? Let's do 5 good reps, and then we'll go ahead and move on. So let's try it together. 5 reps. 1, all the way around. Reset, walk it out. 2, all the way around. Reset. 3, all the way around. Good. 2 more. All the way around. 4. Good. Last one. All the way around. 5. Good. So at this point, you should be noticing that the heel that you have glued to your butt does not change. Do I have a comment here? I see. I feel like I'm landing very heavily on my feet, says Sutton. Do you have any advice? Yes. So, we're really trying to maintain the softness and breaking, and I don't know if you're talking right now about this flip over, but the way that you want to do it so that you land softly is that when I have my hands here, I want to be able to pause at any moment. Pause. And I should be able to feel my strength hold me up. And so that might just be from moving too fast. And so that's okay. We're going to just move slower. So how I want to do that is set it up. One more we'll do to this side. And just hone in on one is my hand is going to land right next to my hip. If I have too much space, it's going to get too crazy. There's too much space to cover. There's no way I could go slowly. But if I keep my hand right by my hip, then I have control over the movement. Second hand comes over, and boom, soft. So if that was helpful, please let me know soon. Otherwise, yeah, just ask again if I didn't clarify the question. So that's one side. Let's go ahead. We're going to practice the other side now. So I have my foot out, and I'm going to bring both hands onto the side that my foot is out on. So this is one, all the way around. Good. Coming back over. This is two. Keep the hand by the hip. Keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it. Glue the heel. Good. Three more. Three. Two more. Four. Same side. We're just getting this movement in our body. One leg is out. And last one. 5. Good. So that's 5 on each side. What are some things to consider? Is with this, it's very easy to lose your sense of balance and just fall, right? So we want to make sure that I maintain my foundation and my base posture, right? I'm here, and I should be able to sit here with no hands. And that might take a little bit of practice, or maybe you have it right away. And even when I have one foot out, that hand shouldn't be needed, but I place it there to do the movements that I want to do. But if I ever wanted to not have my hand, like let's say I'm dancing and somebody throws my hand out, I should be able to feel comfortable enough to be like, oh, there goes my hand. That's like a very advanced idea as far as like, is that really how I distribute my weight? No, I have about 20% of my weight always in my hands, so if somebody actually did pull it up, I would fall. But I'm saying just as like an understanding of the concept, try to keep that in your head. And sometimes it looks really cool when you can get movements to the point where you don't even need hands, right? You're like breaking and you're here, 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 here. So having that concept will let you start playing around with those movements later. So I'm just introducing it now. So let's go ahead and tie it all together. The variation of the CC, it looks super dope. So let's go ahead. One leg is out. We're gonna do that spin over. So watch this time around. I spin over all the way. And then what I do is I have my hand on the same side that it started, the same side that I just went over with. I switch legs. And then I'm going to spin over all the way the other way. Then I'm going to switch legs, spin over all the way the other side. Switch legs, spin over all the way the other way. Switch legs. Right? So let's go ahead and try and get that drill in our head. I'm going to set the timer up for 30 seconds. And then Sutton asked, how do I land softer on the CC? So I'm guessing that what you mean is just throughout the whole first movement that we learned, the CC here. So a lot of it really is just going to come from you getting the chance to explore how can you, the strength that's needed in the movement. Because it's such a unique movement, it's not going to feel like you have access to those muscles. But because the brain is just trying to figure it out today. So it takes some time to really get that softness, but I like that word a lot because that's a really good orientation to think of while breaking. Is not how can I get, we don't want any noise. We want it to be soft, soft. And there are times where I want noise and I want it to be boom, pow, aggressive, but that again is earned. Speed is earned, power is earned. So how do we get this soft? Hone in on moving slow motion. Here. So the biggest thing that stops people from being able to land softly again is this hand, controlling it so it's by the hip, and making sure your glutes are over your ankle. We don't want them back here. You're gonna fall. So you really maintain the integrity of the shape that you're holding. And while I'm doing the CC, I maintain that integrity, the heel is glued to the butt, and I come back exactly so that my weight is over my body. My weight needs to be forward. If it's back, I fall back. So leaning forward. All right, we're gonna set up the timer, 30 seconds. Great questions. Feel free to keep asking them, and I will do my very best to try and understand it. Unfortunately, I can't see you guys, and that's like a major hindrance. So if you can just describe the movement that you're feeling, like, oh, I'm falling backwards, or I'm falling forwards, or I'm falling sideways, or it's just very loud, just let me know. So 30 seconds. What's the drill? We're gonna just spin around, switch, spin around, switch. Okay? So let's go ahead and set that up. 30 seconds on the clock. Okay, ready? 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch. Turn. Split. Turn. Split. Turn. Split. Split. For anyone who's gotten the chance to study capoeira, that is a very capoeira-esque move, and a lot of breaking was inspired by capoeira martial arts. So if you had the chance to dabble in these different art forms, the practice comes much easier. And I've actually taken one capoeira class in my life, so I am no capoeira expert. I am just really fond of the practice, so I watch it, and very, very similar to what I see in breaking. So fun. So we're gonna try that again, another 30-second round, and then from there, let's go ahead and tie together all three of these moves. And the way I'm actually gonna set up the tie up together, we'll talk about it right after this. So I don't want to get ahead of myself. 30 seconds, okay? So let's go ahead, turning on the music. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Turning over. Switch. 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 And done. Do trust me that the moves get easier with time, as in even energy-wise. Like, you'll see that these movements, just because of how foreign they are, the amount of brain power, and not only brain power, but just muscles that are firing for no reason, because we're trying to figure out which muscles to fire, is going to expend a lot of energy. So once you can get that a little more tuned in, once you start tuning into your body with each session, all of a sudden your brain is actually going to go, aha, I know which muscle I need to fire, and it's going to just start making it a lot more efficient, the firing. So that right there, what we just did, I'm going to call it CC variation. There's no, at least as far as I'm familiar, real term for that variation style, but we're just going to call it CC variation. So we had our in-outs, we had our 3-step, and we had our CC variation. So 3 moves, really worth practicing often, because just of how much you can constantly grow and learn from them. So we're going to try and combine all 3. The way we're going to do it is very straightforward. 4 in-outs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 step, which will get me pointing backwards, 3 step, and now I'm pointing forward. And at that point, I'm going to do CC to the right, CC to the left, CC to the right, CC to the left. So you're going to notice, and let's move really slow, because you're going to notice that there is a side that you're naturally moving towards, which is completely fine at this stage of the game if we give a little bit of juice to that side. But we also want to set up good habits to do the opposite way. So we're going to do it very slow. I'm not going to make a big deal out of the instructions of clockwise, counterclockwise. Just find whichever way goes for you. And it's okay if all 3 of these really become flustering to like try and remember the order and which foot goes out, which foot goes in. It's okay. This is just a chance to start feeling what it's like to switch movement patterns. So with that being said, let's go ahead. We're going to try with no music this time around. So my hand comes down. We do the in-out. You can do a variation if you want. 1, back. 2, back. 3, back. 4, back. From here, whichever leg comes out, and we're going to do the 3 step with it. So then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So notice I already have this leg out, so I can CC this way, or what I can do is I can switch and then CC the other way. So it's really just up to you. So I'm going to go the way that my leg was already facing. 1, and then I switch to finish the circle completely so that your hand comes on the same side, the leg is long. Switch, finish the circle completely, switch, finish the circle completely. Boom, and there it is. So we're here, bring in the leg, stand up, what's up, right? Ending a set, because we don't want to end a set with us on the ground and then like trying to stand up and like try and look cool, right? So like make it clean, bring in the leg that's out, stand up, what's up, right? So let's go ahead. We're going to try and go through those together one more time. Do the exact same side you did before, and then we'll do the opposites, okay? So coming out, 1, in, 2, in, 3, in, 4, in, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm CCing this way, hit, switch, hit, switch, hit, switch, hit, leg in, and up. A little sloppy on my end, totally forgot. Good. Let's go ahead and take a small break, and then we're going to do it 2 more times to the opposite side. I'll throw on some music for those 2 times to the opposite side. And let's see, how much time are we at right now? Oh my God, we are very close near the end. Ah man, I really wanted to do some top rocking today. That's okay. I don't mind us spending time on these moves and getting our foundation in. Just for you guys to know, top rock is when you're standing up top and you're hitting some of the movements before you get down and do the floor work, right? So equally important. Top rock is actually some of my favorite stuff, but I just show the floor work because of how applicable it can be to strengthening purposes and lets us really break a sweat. And that's kind of why I'm really inspired to show this class, is for us to break a sweat and feel our bodies in this time of quarantine. So let's go ahead. We're going to try the opposite way. It might be a little tricky, but let's do everything opposite. So whatever you did the first time, for me, I kicked out this way for my in out the first one, so now I'm going to kick out this way. This is going to be a little bit of a brain teaser, and that's okay if it doesn't feel right. We're just here to have some fun with it. So legs kick out. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm bringing out now this guy, switch, hit, boom, Boom. Hit. Now this leg is out, so I'm going to CC that way. Around. Good. Switch. Around. Good. Switch. Around. Switch. Around. Switch. Alright. One more time after a good 60-second break. And then we'll do this last time with music. Yeah, also just shout out to Sutton for, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing the name incorrectly, if it's Satan or Sutton. But shout out for asking a question. That's what really helps me understand what's going on. So I deeply appreciate anybody who's asking questions. So with that being said, we have about 10 more seconds in our break, and then we're going to do it with some good music.
And now for something.
You guys ready? 5, 6, same side as last time. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Left foot out, switch, back, out, switch, back, out. CC this way. 1, switch, 2, switch, boom, switch, boom. Bring the leg in, up, boom. All right, let's see. Thanks. I just read Cleo and Jess's comment. Appreciate you guys. So that's it that we're going to be going through with today's class. And as always, appreciate everybody for coming out. So the big thing is these movements are so incredibly complex. Even though they may look on the surface like, oh, I could do that, and you can do it, just understanding that these things will take time. It's worth practicing nice and slow. And with that being said, feel free as you practice, if you continue to practice outside of this class, like I said, limit it to 4 times a week for now, just because we really want to make sure our knees and our wrists are ready for how intense breaking can be. Be sure, as you're doing it, to try different combinations of the moves you know. So first practice the moves like we did in isolation. Do like 30 seconds, 2 times 30 seconds per move. Get it really in your head. And then just see if you can go, can I CC normally? And then do a CC variation right into it. And then I can switch. And then I'll go to an in and out from here, in. And I'll do an in-out variation. I'll stand up. Boom. Hit the pose. So, that right there is good practice. Practicing isolated movements and then practicing them together. We have about 2 minutes for a cool down. So, I'm going to actually just put you guys in charge of that cool down yourself. With any idea of a cool down, just set it up to really slow down your movement so that your body understands that the whole practice is slowing down and allowing yourself to breathe deeply as you do it. So I normally just do a sun salutation at the end, slow-mo style, and that really helps calm things down. So that's the end of today's class. As always, really appreciate you guys coming out. Next time I will time the class a little better so I can show some of that top rock. Sometimes I just get excited and we're so focused on the floor work. But yeah, next class we will add in some top rock and show how you get up and down smoothly and how you can really start just adding in some of this stuff so that you can have fun with it on your own. As always, grateful for you guys. Thank you so much. And I will talk to you guys soon. I'm going to just type in the Venmo account that we are using for donations. And so these donations are split between Tufas and I. Yes, please do donate. We are really here to just support movement and really here to support you guys. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.